Strap in, kid.
Hello, welcome to the Very Bad Batch Explosion Network's After Show and Breakdown, where we discuss each and every episode of The Bad Batch, Season 3. Today, it's Episode 2. My name's Dylan Black. Joining me, Ashley Hobley.
Hey, Dylan. Excited to be here on Episode 2 talking about Episode 4.
Yes, that is a correct statement. My brain took a second. This week's episode, only one episode to discuss, not multiple. So,
Yes.
Titled A Different Approach. It is, the synopsis says, stranded in dangerous territory, and Omega and Crosshair must work together. I sort of predicted this episode, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, you know, because this is a dynamic that we really haven't had in the show.
Yeah.
Like Crosshair and Omega kind of working together.
Just playing out together.
Being on the same side.
So what did you think of this week's episode then?
I thought it was good. You know, very solid episode, you know, like easy premise that you can kind of flesh out reasonably well of like these two approaches where Crosshair's like, let's just kill everybody who gets in our way so we can get off this planet. The practical, easy option, whereas Omega, you know, doesn't want anybody to get hurt in the crossfire of their actions, you know. And of course wants to make sure the batches taken care of because, you know, being a good pet owner is making sure they're taken care of at all times.
How good is, like, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, we have a pet in the show now, and I'm not sure how we ever went.
How do we not have one before, you know?
How did we not have one before?
And we had the droid, but that's about it. You know, that's about as close as we got.
It was like happy. Last week's episode, I was like, yeah, this is like a cool relationship. It just still seems like an angry sort of pet. I'm not sure I can get super on board. And then this week just turned into a full like puppy dog. Most times just in the background going,
yeah,
you know, like, yeah. Anyway, look for the plushies soon, I'm sure.
Like it takes commands like a champ, you know. Was totally willing to go walk outside with Crosshair. You know? All these things.
Good dog.
Good boy.
Good boy. Yeah, so like sort of like I was talking about last week, I guess it is that thing of much. This is what I'd prefer, and I think what the episode last season struggled with, which is you have sort of this standalone episode of them dealing with trying to get money to get off world and everything like that after crash landing, but it's still just it's part of the overall story and fits the moving the plot forward. You know what I mean? It's not just doesn't feel like constantly filler, which I think is that last season problem. And yeah, it flew past. I mean, this is maybe especially coming off last
week with the 3 episodes.
We got 3 episodes. The 23 minutes or whatever the runtime is for single episodes just really flew past. But yeah, I really enjoyed obviously them sneaking around, the outfit stuff, Crosshair agreeing to do it her way.
Just resigning himself to having to.
Just
not really having
right up until the very end where she's like, fine, do it your way, and he's like, he finally gets to start shooting people. Which is what he's been wanting the whole time. So that was really good. And then obviously you've got the main, I guess the centerpiece of the episode, which is the bar, the gambling, the underage child gambling scene. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got like the town. I mean, it plays like a old western, I guess. Like the town sheriff comes in and like you think you've got him, or the crooked town sheriff, and you think you've got away with whatever, and he's like kind of tricks you again and again, tries to screw you over, only for him to get his ultimate comeuppance with a bunch of tentacles.
Which is how it comes for all of us, I like to believe.
Yeah, it's how it always comes to all bad guys, you know.
Yeah.
Bunch of tentacles.
I really enjoyed the back and forth though with the Omega and the gambling scenes and everything like that, and the way it played out with the captain dude, I thought was cool.
Yeah, the way she just hustled everybody.
Yeah, literally just hustled everyone. And then that guy turned out to be an absolute asshole with the tax for gambling.
Oh, what a surprise. This clear Empire dude is a total dick.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thunk it? So that was really good, I thought. For a second, I thought that the kid outside was going to turn out to be maybe someone of more significance. Not like a cameo, but just for the episode or episode going ahead. Because they showed the kid sitting outside before they head into the bar, and then when they come out and have to talk to him to find out where the pets got taken. What's that pet's name again?
Batcher.
Where Batcher's gotten taken. But then, no, it didn't turn out to be anyone, so... we get a little bit of Dr. Simpson in this episode being evil. Or sorry, not Dr. Simpson. Dr. Hemlock. Who the fuck am I thinking of? Dr. Simpson. Don't know.
Jimmy Simpson, yeah.
Jimmy Simpson. I'm combining names.
Yeah.
That's funny. Dr. Hemlock, especially talking to Nala C, in that one sequence there. I like how calmly they play her response of where she's like, well, there's plenty of false positives, just to play that. Even for a second, I was like,
that's a good point.
It's a good point. Maybe she's just a false positive, like.
There's only way to find out. That's another bullet sample.
Yeah, well.
So it doesn't really change anything.
No, but maybe plant some doubt in his mind, I guess, would be the only thing to come out of that. Yeah. And then obviously you get the right through to the ending. Really cool to see. Obviously, we don't have the Bad Batch or the core remaining members of the Bad Batch. They don't have to do like a swoop in and save the day sequence. It was good to see that Omega and Crosshair get to save themselves.
Yes.
And do that. And it's not a thing where those two have to fly in and save the day at the last second. That sort of was I was expecting as I was watching the episode, especially once Crosshair started firing. I'm like, okay, they're just going to like fly in and save the day.
They're going to randomly, coincidentally show up on this planet.
Yeah.
And
which I wasn't looking forward to. So I'm glad to see that they got to save themselves because I think that was important, especially for their character growth and like their cooperation between one another and trust in one another, especially going forward now that they're all back together. But yeah, when they meet up at the end, it was really cool to see like that. Talking about faith, I guess, that moment of like, how do you know they're still going to be alive? With Crosshair like putting a little bit of doubt in her mind, but Omega's stern, like,
super positive, total belief, total faith.
Alive. They're going to turn up. They'll be fine.
Yeah, like, I sent one message across the galaxy. Yeah, they're going to be at this planet exactly at the time that I said to be there.
Yeah, full faith,
and they were.
Yeah. And yeah, that was a really cool scene. It feels like
there was a moment of doubt when it's like the spaceship's there and then nobody's come out. It's like, oh no, what's happened? And that kind of stuff. But yeah, when Wrecker walks through that door,
really cool moment between them all. It felt like they'd been apart for so long, but
they clarify, like they specify now that it'd been like several months that they'd been searching for them. So yeah, that's the longest they've been apart since they became a family. So.
But in our time, it's only been 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's been like 4
a bit episode.
Well, I guess it's been like a year since the last episodes. But yeah, I think it ended in a like kind of a perfect way with her saying she got help and Crosshair walking out and like Hunter and Wrecker are like kind of don't know how to react or what to say, and we kind of leave it on this kind of weirdly emotional cliffhanger of like, where do we go from here?
I'm hopeful that it is an actual cliffhanger because I would like to actually see and experience that first.
You would like to pick up from that moment, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I want to pick up from that moment. I don't want to pick up like suddenly they're on a ship together and there's a comment about them like having trust issues or something. I want to see that moment play out.
I do too.
So that's going to be my only disappointment if we go into next week and it suddenly just picks up like it's a normal old episode. I need to pick up right from there.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a 1 out of 10.
I mean, yeah. I don't know why you would set it up that way unless you were going to, kind of address it head on. Yeah. I don't think you can talk out their problems not immediately.
No. That should be the whole episode.
I mean, the only reason they could is because the Empire suddenly shows up and like they have no choice but to escape first, which I wouldn't put past being how the next episode opens. They're about to talk about their feelings and stuff, and the Empire shows up. They have to fly away.
They're gonna fly away. They're gonna team up, shoot down. But then later in the episode,
Yeah, they need to talk it out.
you need to talk it out.
And Crosshair needs to reveal that he's deteriorating and probably doesn't have long to live.
Just chuck that information out there, you know?
You know, I've seen the error of my ways because I'm facing my own mortality.
Mm.
You know, the kind of stuff you want to see in a kids show.
Kind of stuff I want to see in a kids show. That's for sure. All right, anything else for this week?
No. I think we covered everything. Oh, no. My favorite thing in this entire episode is they're firing up the cargo ship.
Mm.
They're about to take off, and there's one stormtrooper on top of a pillar or like a tower, and he's right behind the ship. And it's as it's powering up, he gets blown off, and he gives the funniest shriek. I literally rewind back so I can watch it again. It made me very happy. So, you know,
fuck it all.
gotta remember, don't stand behind the ships. It's very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Yeah. They should have like a 5-meter rule, you know?
Yeah. There's some sort of power like coming back, you know.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Even as a stormtrooper, safety first.
Yeah. Especially just blown straight off.
Yeah. Just think about the years you got left to work, you know?
Yeah.
Bend your knees.
It's probably human too, you know. Signed up to help the Empire. Blown off his spaceship. Ah!
Oh, dear. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of The Very Bad Batch. We'll be back next week to discuss the next episode of The Bad Batch. Episode 5, up to crazy. Time flies. And then I remember when you said the next double one is, well, whatever. Come to it when it comes to it. I think mid-season you said, right?
Let me quickly.
I think that was the... do I have that information?
2 weeks. March 13th. We've got apparently 2 episodes.
Okay. Crazy. All right, cool. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Of course, you can follow us all on the Twitters, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. You can find everything else and all the cool podcasts at explosionnetwork.com. If you want to talk to us about the show or anything else, explosionnetwork.com/Discord would be a good place to do it. Until next week, goodbye.